Hey, what is going on, Fan Clan? Welcome back to the channel. Happy 2022. This is the first video we are recording in the new year, in our quest year. This is going to be a lot of fun. This year is going to be so great. We are, as of the time I am recording this video, 44,264 subscribers away from 100,000. That is our goal for this year. We are going to somehow crush that number. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to go on this journey with you guys, and we are starting today, January 1st of 2022. So if you have not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button down below. We're going to be doing a lot of really cool things. We have a fun giveaway planned right now where we're going to be doing a guaranteed ultra rare box break for free. We're going to be giving away 36 slots. Each slot is going to be guaranteed to get an ultra rare. So we are going to keep opening Evolving Skies packs until you get an ultra rare, and then you keep everything that we open. So if it takes us one pack to open up an ultra rare, you get all the cards from that pack. But if it takes us 10 packs to open up an ultra rare, you get all the cards, all the rares, all the reverse hollows, all the hollows, everything up until we get that ultra rare. We're going to be doing this next week sometime, or next week sometime. Hopefully either Wednesday or Thursday. I'll let you guys know as soon, probably in Monday's video. I'll let you guys have a confirmation of that. Details on that is going to be in the description down below. There's going to be a Gleam link. You can earn up to 3 entries. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed on this channel right here. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, Danny__O on Twitter, Danny.Phantom on Instagram. But just click that link first and then do all those things and you'll get entries into this giveaway. It's going to be a lot of fun. As we continue to grow, we're just going to keep giving more and more stuff away, more incentives. Thank you to all of those who have subscribed already, who have been a part of this journey for so long. If you guys could do me a favor, just share the channel, share the love to everybody else, and we can grow this thing to the moon. It's going to be a lot of fun. With that being said, I am done talking about it. I hope you guys had a great new year. I hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. I'm going to touch base on what the title of the video is in just a second, but I do want to kind of look at something real quick, and this kind of came out yesterday on PokeBeach. If you haven't looked at it yet, it's very interesting. So you can head over to PokeBeach.com. This is one of the first articles that are up there, but Logan Paul's $3.5 million base set case may be fake. Pokemon community uncovers significant evidence. I'm not going to read through everything in here because it is a rather lengthy article, but you can definitely go check it out on your own and let me know what you think down in the description down below. I do remember covering this exact case last year at some point in time. Might have been 6 or 7 months ago, where we talked about how this sold to somebody who was into sports cards and things like that, and now it looks like it is the same exact case that Logan Paul bought, and he spent $3.5 million on it. If this turns out to be fake, and I don't believe he has opened it yet, I don't believe he's going to be opening it for a little bit of time at least, but if it turns out to be fake, the amount of hands that this has traveled through, it's like 4 or 5 different hands that this has traveled through, supposedly, the repercussions for that, the mess that would need to be cleaned up from that, going back and trying to get the money back from each different seller is just crazy. I cannot imagine how messy it is, but it took somebody like Logan Paul, who's got a huge following, to purchase this, start advertising that he purchased this, really to start kind of making a lot of people guess at what is going on with this case. And there were a lot of kind of warning symbols involving the labels and everything. And like I said, I'm not going to go into too many details about it because you can kind of read through that on your own. But it's very interesting, a very interesting read, kind of to seeing where this case has traveled from, kind of coming out of nowhere, and then the labels, the Astro labels that are on it, the tape that is on it, the authentication tape that is on it, really just all over the place. So definitely give it a read. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think after you do read it, or even if you decide not to read it and you just want to give your opinion, weigh in on your opinion, let me know down below. With that being said, we're going to jump right into our video now for today. We are going to be talking about the current state of affairs in the market and how it is not working. It does not work for storefronts. It does not work for a lot of people. The good thing is, I feel like we are kind of at the bottom, and we can see that as things start to creep up really slowly in a lot of different areas. But we have really bottomed out in a lot of booster box prices, which makes it impossible right now to try and run a profitable business for a lot of different companies. And the reason behind that is because we do not have competitive play. So if you're an LGS that is not not expanded your resources and tried focusing on other TCGs as well as just Pokemon, let's say you're just running a Pokemon store, you are having trouble right now because margins are so thin and we do not have competitive play to kind of help us out. A lot of times in the past, if you go back and watch older videos where I recorded and talked about running a Pokemon business and how you needed to have ancillary items and ancillary streams of income coming in order to make your business profitable, this isn't the first time that we have been in situations where booster boxes are continuously selling for under $100. This is very, very normal. But what's not normal is the fact that there is no competitive play to help offset the difference in margins with single pricing. So when you start looking at things, I remember 4 or 5 years ago when we were doing this, there was 8, 9, 10 sets that were selling for $100 or less. Right now, we're kind of in that category where there's about 6 sets that are selling for $100 or less if you look hard enough for a booster box. But back then, you also had a lot of singles that were selling, staples that were selling that you could turn around on TCG Player and sell, or you could turn around on Facebook and sell, or different areas, different platforms that you could sell these items to kind of make up for that loss of profit that you're getting from booster boxes, where you're basically just breaking even on. But over the past year, booster box prices have shot up because the market has really responded, and there's been such an increase in demand with such a diminished supply in order to hit that. Now we're in a situation where supply is sky high for a lot of areas, at least in the US, and it is really, really hurting. It's not necessarily hurting the demand in my mind, but it's really hurting the margins of a lot of LGS stores. So if we look at things here, I kind of laid everything out for you, and I took the cheapest priced items on TCG Player, and that's what you can see here on sale price. And then if you talk about TCG Player and eBay fees, I kind of just leveled those out to about 13%. It's going to be a little bit different than that because it's like 11% typically, plus a transaction fee, plus an additional percentage fee, 30 cents or something like that, plus listing fees, whatever you want to call it. I just averaged it out to 13%. And then we took shipping just as a flat rate of $8. That is way on the cheap end. Most times shipping is going to be a little bit more than that for a booster box, but we're just kind of going $8. Then I also took the wholesale value at $82.50. This is also kind of on the lower end, especially if your storefront that has come into it over the past 1.5 years or 2 years. You're probably getting boxes somewhere close to this level, but you might be getting booster boxes at wholesale a little bit higher than this. We talked about boxes selling for $86. We've talked about boxes selling for closer to, $90 from a lot of distributors. We're just going for $82.50 for the sake of numbers. But let's start out here with Darkness Ablaze. The cheapest sale price right now on TCG Player, and this has actually gone up. It's actually, I looked at these numbers a couple days ago. The cheapest one on TCG Player right now is up to $123. So Darkness Ablaze has actually increased significantly over the last couple days, but it was $107.40. If you take 13% of that and then as your fees and then add $8 for shipping and then subtract your $82.50 wholesale, you're profiting on that booster box $2.94, which almost doesn't even cover the labor that you're putting into it. So very, very slim margin on Darkness Ablaze. Vivid Voltage, not much better. $109.18 was the cheapest one on TCG Player. 13% fees and $8 shipping, minus that $82.50 wholesale cost. Your profit on that box is only $4.50. This is if you are buying boxes at wholesale. Look at how cheap some of these boxes are right now. When we're going at Battle Styles, $83.85. When you talk about 13% fees on TCG Player or eBay and combine that with $8 of shipping, you are losing $17.55 per booster box. So if you're not selling it by the case, or you're not selling multiple cases at a time, where this margin might shrink a little bit and you might get closer to that $0 break-even number, if you're just selling one box at a time, and let's say you're selling it from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast, where your shipping is going to be closer to $12 per booster box, to lose $17.55 on each booster box is absolutely crazy. Chilling Reign selling for the cheapest one at the time of pulling this video. It is a little bit cheaper right now. $88 was the cheapest one when I looked at this a couple days ago. 13% TCG Player fees and $8 shipping. You are losing almost $14 per booster box. So Battle Styles and Chilling Reign are probably the two booster boxes that a lot of LGSs have the most inventory of. They're losing a combined $31 per booster box, or though if you sell one of each of those, and that's, like I said, that's probably the ones that you have the most of right now. That's crazy. Evolving Skies is definitely your best product right now, selling at the cheapest rate right now on TCG Player. Again, this is just TCG Player numbers. I know that some of these boxes can be found for cheaper on eBay or other sources. $114.75. When you take away that $82.50 cost and subtract your fees and your shipping, you're profiting about $9.33 per booster box. Not bad, but a lot of companies don't have the amount of Evolving Skies as what they do of Battle Styles or Chilling Reign, because they have sold faster. The demand is a lot higher for a set like Evolving Skies. Fusion Strike is the one set that I can kind of see continue to drop down a little bit more now that Wave 2 has come out. We're kind of in a situation right now where it's unique because we don't necessarily have any more scheduled waves. We have Brilliant Stars, which is coming out in the end of February, and then we're pretty much done with waves up until then. We don't have any more, we have a couple more Celebrations waves that are going to be smaller ancillary products, but we don't have any more like main series waves. This Fusion Strike Wave 2 that just came out is supposed to be the last one. So $93.87 was the cheapest one. Again, I do see this going a little bit lower. When you look at 13% fees and $8 shipping, you are losing almost $9 per booster box by selling on TCG Player or eBay. And the easy assumption is, well, why don't they sell on their own website? Sell on a different platform where fees aren't that high. So you could make your own website and you could pay like 4% fees, where you can just pay basically credit card costs, transaction costs, PayPal fees, whatever the case may be. And you could, let's say 4% fees. That's not going to be completely accurate. It's probably going to be a little bit higher than that, but we'll just say 4% fees. The problem with doing that is you also have to find a way to get people into your website. You can get so many more eyes on your product if you're listing them on TCG Player or if you're listing them on eBay, because they already did all the advertising for you, right? They already did all the marketing for you. They already have millions of eyes coming in on a daily basis. Whereas if you build your own website, you have to figure out a way to market it, figure out a way to get it out there so that way people come to your website, and you're still going to have to match market price, or otherwise you're going to be in a situation where you can't sell any of your product because it's going to be so much easier just to go to TCG Player or go to eBay and buy boxes for much cheaper than buy them from your website. Just because you're paying less fees doesn't mean you shouldn't match, or you shouldn't try and match that market price if you want to sell your product as quickly as what it would sell in TCG Player. So if we look at Darkness Ablaze, these numbers do get a little bit better. So you look at $107.40, let's say on your own website, you still have to pay that shipping cost of $8. You still have the same wholesale price, but those fees help out a little bit to the point where you're still making about $13 per booster box. Vivid Voltage, you're up there to about $14 per booster box. And then Evolving Skies, actually not bad margins then. You're looking at about $20 profit per booster box. That's selling at $114.75 once you subtract your shipping, your wholesale cost, and your website fees. But when you look at these other ones, it's still a loss. You're still losing $10 on Battle Styles. You're still losing over $6 on Chilling Reign, and you're still losing almost $1 on Fusion Strike. And that's not to mention the additional inventory of Fusion Strike that just came out. Now you're constantly racing to the bottom against other competitors because you want there to be at least some incentive for people to shop from you instead. And usually the only incentive you can provide is price matching, or at least being a little bit cheaper. That's why you constantly see these battles on TCG Player where companies go in, they list a box for a penny less than what you see the most cheap to the cheapest one is currently listed. So then you kind of have these races to the bottom. That's kind of where we're in right now. You can see right down here, I did think it would be interesting to at least put the bottom out value. So I looked at TCG Player and determined when the bottom out market price was for each of these boxes. So we can see there are things starting to improve a little bit. They're starting to creep up a little bit in price. I don't think that everything's going to be completely back to normal where you're going to see expensive booster boxes, in February, but I do see these kind of coming back a little bit, settling down closer to that $115 mark. Darkness Ablaze was down to $95.66 in the middle of December. Vivid Voltage at its cheapest point was down to $100.11. Not much higher right now, but that was a few weeks ago, between $12.9 and $12.11. Battle Styles was all the way down to $80 a booster box. I actually don't see Battle Styles improving that much over the next couple months. One thing that you can look at is you can go look at these boxes on TCG Player, or you can even look at them on eBay, and you can look at the quantities listed at these prices. And once you see how many are listed at this price, that'll give you an idea of kind of how much time you have before it starts trickling up a little bit. Chilling Reign was all the way down to $82.59. That was right around Christmas time. Same thing with Evolving Skies, which was down to $109.05. There was time, obviously, during Black Friday, not too long after Black Friday, when all these waves really came out, that a lot of websites were offering cheaper deals. Same thing with eBay, where you could buy a lot of these boxes for under $100. I think Evolving Skies at one point was even down to about $95. And Fusion Strike currently $92.42 is the current market price. Like I said, I do see that kind of following in the way of what we saw Chilling Reign Battle Styles go to, where you might be able to snake this for like $85 or so, maybe even a little bit cheaper than that. It might be at that point right now on eBay if you look closely enough. I did want to talk about Brilliant Stars just briefly because we are moving into the new year. That is going to be the new set, and I wanted to kind of put this note out there, and this is something that we just got from distribution yesterday, as they told us that Brilliant Stars allocations were finally available. And the thing about Brilliant Stars allocations is they're going to do waves again. There's going to be multiple waves. It looks like it's going to be broken up into 2. I do think that Pokemon can start getting away from these waves, but I think that they're going to look at how their special holiday set or their special set that comes out in June is going to perform before they start getting away from those waves altogether. But Wave 1 looks like it's going to be just slightly better than what we saw from Fusion Strike, and then Wave 2 is significantly higher. And I think that a lot of distributors right now are kind of in a weird situation where they're like, hey, a lot of companies didn't pay, they refused allocations, they refused delivery on some of these products that we just had. So what are we going to do here for Brilliant Stars? Because we ordered so much product, we want to make sure we disperse this evenly, but at the same time, we don't want to put ourselves in a situation where customers don't pay. So this is the first time that I saw something like this. So it says we want to take this opportunity to clarify a few points. Accepting an allocation is as binding as a putting in a pre-order. So a pre-order contract or a negotiation that you give with your distributor back in the day when you used to be able to go out to your distributor and just say, hey, I want X amount of boxes or X amount of cases for this set. Now that it's broken up into waves, it makes things a little bit more tricky, because if you're getting, let's say, 1,000 booster boxes for Wave 1 and then you're getting 2,000 booster boxes for Wave 2, I know those are really, really high numbers, but that's kind of a bad sign for an LGS, because they're looking at those numbers and saying, well, this is going to sell a lot better in Wave 1 than it is in Wave 2. And if you look at Evolving Skies, Chilling Reign, Battle Styles, all these other sets that we've had, those are indicators of the fact that, hey, a lot of these sets sell really well Wave 1, and then Wave 2, a lot of people already have their inventory, already have the enjoyment that they've had of opening up boxes. And the way Pokemon is kind of pumping out sets so frequently, it's like by Wave 2, a lot of people aren't interested anymore. So by that time, the prices drop and you have $80 boxes. And so people are like, hey, I don't want to pay for my allocation because look at the price point that things are at right now. If you cannot accept or pay for your allocation when it comes time to ship, we will not be able to offer you further allocations or pre-orders in the future without full prepayment, meaning you're going to have to pay for everything upfront if you want anything. Second wave product does not have a guaranteed release date. Changes in the ETA do not change or negate accepted allocation. So this basically is saying, hey, we're passing the buck. Whatever Pokemon is doing, we want to make sure that all liability lies within the LGS. You have to pay for your order if you're agreeing to take it. Puts LGSs in a lot of difficult situations. So right now, Pokemon is kind of at a really, really difficult spot for a lot of LGSs, to the point where they're scrambling to try and find different profit numbers because competitive play isn't even a viable option right now. There is a very small market for singles. A lot of times it focuses more on vintage, and vintage is tougher to find and flip at a decent rate. So a lot of companies are really, really struggling right now. Really interesting the way that the market is responding. So I kind of wanted to put all that information out there so you could see it, digest it, make your own opinions, think what you want, but at least it gives you a better understanding of what it's like to kind of run an LGS. If it's something that you ever decide you want to do, or something that you want to kind of investigate further in case it is something that you want to try and do in the future. Kind of want to put that information out there. So with that being said, guys, make sure to leave a comment down below. Hope you liked the video. Comments, likes, they go a long way for the algorithm. So if you can leave a comment and leave a like, it really goes a long way. Most importantly, please hit that subscribe button. Share the video with your friends. The more people you share it to, the faster we get to that 100,000 goal. Thank you so much for everything, guys. Until next time, peace.